Okay, 22nd of July, the Fool starting his journey again, 2026. So, a new chapter. What we're going to do with it, because the song, it sounds like a country song, and all I can hear is living and dying with the choices I made. So don't live in regret. There we go. Ooh, nearly. Leo. South Node, I believe, the past, and 7th house of partnerships. Is that, am I right this time? Am I right? Pretty sure it's South Node. Yep, it's the South Node, which I believe is Virgo. Not sure. Still, it was Virgo. North Node is Pisces, so yeah, it's Virgo. Okay then, so it could be health issues, but that doesn't have to be physical health. It can be financial health, spiritual health, emotional health, whatever. So let's see then, this new chapter. What's it going to bring us? But again, we're revisiting the past. We've got one more day before we come out Mercury retrograde, but it still hangs about the energy for a few days after. It's like the aftermath. Living with the choices you make. So looking for the Fool to start his new journey, and we want him to have no fear. Ready to jump off the cliff, take a risk, make his wings on the way down. He's in reverse. There's fear, and there's putting it off till tomorrow. Again, we should all be putting it off till tomorrow because we're in Mercury retrograde still. So, there he is, yeah, he is, he's putting it off till tomorrow. Don't make any decisions about the future. You can revisit the past, but you cannot start your future till this is settled. So we've ended a chapter, we know we have, and we've brought it to a conclusion. It's in there. So let's have a look. Yeah, here we go. Blarney O'Reilly. Now remember, everything I say comes out my mouth could be a message for you. So O'Reilly is a name. Maybe you know it. Someone is about to take action. 24 hours. So tomorrow, we're waiting for Mercury retrograde to be over. There is nostalgia. The past is very important in this read. But this is positive energy from the past, not the negative. You don't take the baggage. Someone from the past may be returning. A chapter is brought to a conclusion, especially for the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius, because they're the ones that least like change. So Bob and Dean could be important. It's positive energy. Travel to the object of your desire, be they person, things or events. It could also be internet. Apologies. And slow and steady improvements in finance, career. This is those in uniform, those of dark complexion. This is Virgo energy, which is the South Node. This is Chiron. This is healing. But we are putting things off until tomorrow through fear. We don't want to act in haste because we know we'll repent at leisure. Unfinished business of the past. But we are running out of options. We have to narrow down our options. Focus. Nightmares. Bad dreams. And then we have the argument that we were talking about yesterday. Something blows up out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere because we've been bickering for a while. But yeah, stand up for yourself. That's the be all and end all of it. So the only major arcana we've got is the 21. They are reiterating what they said yesterday. We must end this chapter. We cannot have a future till we do. Revisit the past, make things right, move on. No signs there except Virgo, and we know that's the south node, sorry. So we've also got a little bit of Libra with the 7th house there, but depends what's in the 7th house. Let's have a look what's in the 7th house. Aquarius. Crowds, wishes, dreams. Standing up for yourself. Yep. You're no longer banging your head against a brick wall, wasting your time, energy and breath on people or situations that aren't listening. And that 9 and the 1 make a 10. You are releasing a heavy burden. Or you should be. Yeah. Somebody is possibly self-medicating, drinking alcohol, depressed, male energy. But if it's a Cancer, it can be male or female. This is Cancer energy. It's the home and family life. So something here is drained, empty. There's no love in the situation. Yeah, again, 5 of Wands. The change is coming. We have to take action. Oh, God, I didn't put that on. We have to take action. We can't keep banging our heads against a brick wall. We have to stand up for ourselves. Yeah, because Spirit are going to give us the opportunity of a new home, a proposal, a new life, a new business, and we have to grab it with both hands and nurture it. And we will miss it if we don't make room by ending this chapter of the past. We have enemies, open enemies in the 7th house, and the enemy may well be yourself. There is a man here, older man, or Capricorn energy of any gender, a man that does or did wear a uniform, darker complexion. He has lost everything. That's it, simple as. He was adopted into the family. It's our William card. He has been ousted. He was once a good friend maybe, but now could be a dangerous enemy. It may take legal matters. There's Libra, so Libra now becomes important. Partnerships, the colon, the prostate, the loins, the marital home, legal matters, court cases, documents. And there'll be no success if you don't take action. So there it is. Somebody's impatient. Somebody's waiting for the ships to come in. It hasn't happened. They've lost everything instead. The choices we make have consequences. So there's Gemini, a Mercury. It's our enemy. It's the past. Yeah, somebody's dwelling in the past too much. They're mourning the loss of something that was never meant to stay in their lives. It was temporary. Now he's 10. He's got everything. He's back on his pot of gold. But he is benefactor. Somebody who invests in people and situations. Capricorn again. So it can go either way for you. It depends on whether they're living in the past or because most people who have businesses go bankrupt at least once. Millionaires always go bankrupt at least once. Judgment Day has arrived. We have to raise things to the ground to begin again. So we've got the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd. Joshua, the walls of Jericho, the judgment of Solomon. We have to have a fair and just judgment, and everybody has to see that it's fair and just. The phoenix will then rise. it may have brought you to your knees. And there's impatience because you're sick of living this. It's a daily thing, whatever it is. But you know, if you act in haste, you repent at leisure. So you have to do things properly, correctly. Get the evidence. Don't sit on the fence. Because you have to pick a side. Your choice. You have to make a choice. There's Frank and Patrick. That's Ian, David and Penny. That's Frank and Patrick. 18. It's the dark night of the soul. It is not meant to be easy because nothing worth having is. So if you're taking the easy path, you just definition of insanity. There is a reunion at the end of this, a binding. There may be 3 people in this situation, but it is a reunion, a celebration. May the 1st could be important, and the number 10, absolutely fantastic. A run of good luck. Things are changing in a massive way, but it'll all depend on your choices, because if you're living in the past, you will have the same as what you've got now, Groundhog Day. So you decide whether you are happy or not. If you're not happy, now is the time to change it before it's too late. So Libra energy is the most important then. It's the 3rd house of communication, so we may receive a communication. And the small bit players is Cancer, Sagittarius, Capricorn and Gemini. So we've got Cancer Sun still. Oh, that's very strange. I thought it was in Leo by now. Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Leo, Uranus in Gemini. So it's about abundance and rebellion. Is sending Leo. And Sagittarius is the 5th house. Things are gone in the dark. Gemini is the 11th. Okay then. Seventh house, marriages, partnerships, open enemies. Libra energy, the lines, relationships, matrimony, partnerships, unity, other people, projections. You must not project your feelings onto other people. They may not feel the same way as you. Public enemies and lawsuits. This is where you reach out for another. It's the qualities you seek in others. Some looking for a mother or father substitute from the past, sort of someone from the past. It's how much you adapt and what boundaries you have in place. But it should only reinforce your sense of self. If it takes away from your self-esteem, it is not your person. Simple as. So we've got South Node. It's when we start making excuses. Yes, but I can't do this because. Yes, but that's the South Node. You can do it. You just don't want to. And that's your choice. So we're going back to choices again. So South Node in Leo. The soul has learned about personal power and how to keep an open heart. It must now leave emotional games and pride behind and possibly apologise. So there's been emotional games in the past then. In the 7th house, the task is to leave behind a role of servitude. You're nobody's servant or civility, which may have been mistaken for true service. So somebody's made out they've done you a service for years. They've been the martyr, playing the martyr, and now they're going to show the true colours. They only did it for the money or whatever it was that they did it for. They had ulterior motives. They didn't really care. So, where are we going? Runes. Daggers. A breakthrough, an awakening, daylight to clarity, as opposed to the nighttime uncertainty, a time to plan or embark upon a new enterprise. There you go. This is it. Always reminds me of a fighter plane out of Star Wars. So daggers then. One day, it means a day as well. So tomorrow seems important. Where are we at? There we are. Daggers is the 24th rune. So 24 in the tarot is the choice card. Well done, Spirit. It's midsummer, beginnings and endings. So 21st of June could be important. The rival gods of order and chaos. You have a choice. Do you have order or do you step into the chaos and face it head on? Heimdall the watchman and Loki the trickster, the mischievous liar. So are you prepared to live in your truth or not? Simple as. That's what it's about. Or carry on living a lie. Where's it gone then? 24th room. There it is. It's the letter D. And it represents one day. It represents actually 12 o'clock noon. The South Node is the 12th. No, 6. Wasn't it? 6 hours. The sun is at its highest point of its course. It also means daylight itself, especially the long hours of glorious sunshine at midsummer, which are primary symbolic elements of this rune. If the 24 runes are laid out in a circle, then daggers will appear precisely at the opposite point to Jera, which in the runic calendar, Jera represents midwinter. So we're going from winter to summer, when the sun is at its weakest. And dagger symbolises the sun in its full strength. The rowan tree. We know there's a poem about the rowan tree, and I've done it many times, so look for it, the rowan tree. And the Norway spruce. So police uniforms, because, and the name Nick Rowan, heartbeat, the heart, is also symbolic of the herb sage. So it might be time to sage your home. It's governed by fire. 2 fire gods of radically different characteristics are associated with it. The first is Heimdall, who symbolises the steady torch or beacon, which is what you're supposed to be, shining in the darkness. Heimdall was the sentinel of the gods, the guardian of the rainbow bridge, the Sagittarius, ever watchful and the bringer of enlightenment to mortals. It was he who revealed the secrets of the runes of humankind. So the Norns told him the secrets and he revealed them. The other is untrustworthy Loki, the trickster, who was too clever for his own good, indeed anyone else's good. Although he did some beneficial things, these boons were usually a byproduct of his mischievous acts. Even so, he was the blood brother of Odin, Wednesday today, and was usually cunning enough to talk his way out of trouble. Loki represents wild, uncontrolled flames and is an enemy of humans, so our enemy. While Heimdall represents warmth and security and illumination, the two gods were great rivals and were fated to kill each other on the dreadful day of Ragnarok, Judgment Day. Daggers is a rune of happiness, of prosperity, but it does, however, suggest that major changes, there's the changes, will soon occur. Yet this rune is also one of laughter and fun, there we go, and wonderful new experiences. Daggers is a good rune to receive if you have been suspended in a period of waiting, impatience, and it signifies the end of an era, the beginning of a new one, a fresh burst of activity. Well done, Spirit. It is to be expected when this rune appears. It can also show a breakthrough following a period of frustration that exposes previously hidden information, and indeed secrets are about to be revealed. When Daggers makes an appearance, it will motivate your actions and lead you to a position from which you can take an enlightened stance on any issue that troubles you. This new enlightenment will give you the opportunity to plan for your future sensibly. However, Daggers is not all about serious life path changes, and there is a strong element of fun in this rune. In some cases, it signals playtime, because the new perspective that it gives you reveals that life isn't all hard work and self-denial. You may find new adventures to explore with childlike wonder. A marvellous sense of humour is evident, providing that life is worth living. This association with childhood, there we go, revisiting your childhood, Six of Cups, goes beyond you personally. In fact, anything to do with children is auspicious. Most rune readers think that Daggers is always beneficial, having no inverted meaning. However, should this rune appear in a negative position, which it doesn't, so we won't read that. So it is telling us, if we take the new opportunity, your choice, if it makes you happy, then that is what you should do. Your happiness is what should shape your decisions. Your decisions have consequences and they shape your destiny. So we leave the self-nerd behind. Hecate, you are at a crossroads and you must honour her. You cannot keep saying yes but and keep taking the same path, doing the same thing, Groundhog Day, and expecting a different outcome. It is never going to happen. We've had Hecate, I think yesterday or the day before, so I'm only going to read the divination because we've had the story where you can go back and see. So, when the goddess Hecate appears in your card spread, know that unseen workings of fate, there's the three norns again, are working their mysterious magic for you. Your life is being shaped in ways not known to you from your present perspective. If you are waiting for something or someone to enter your life, you must visualize it happening live and in colour. If you have to take a decision, a choice involving love or career, imagine that you are at crossroads. Hecate presides over crossroads and asks for her help to guide you down that right road. Remember, it may not be the road that you expect. There is also an element of warning with this card. Beware your potential to spoil or destroy relationships or business partnerships. This is also a card of deep healing, resolution, perhaps in unexpected ways, of problems that have been with you for a very long time. Just accept the generous bounty of the magical goddess Hecate and whisper a respectful thank you. So, something is about to occur that will change everything and maybe give you your freedom back. All depends on your choices. Yeah, an aha moment, a flash of sudden illumination. Something is being brought to light. The crown chakra, the top of the head, represents the crown. so possibly Prince William. The white chakra goddess possesses an inner wisdom and spiritual awareness that can only be achieved when nurtured and grown. It is a sacred knowledge that we each possess. However, it takes courage to give ourselves over to the inner knowing and understanding of the universal life force of our higher self. It provides us with inner strength which clarifies and purifies our thoughts. She inspires us to look deeper and seek an understanding of our connectedness to the universal life force. She is limitless in her knowledge and wisdom. She represents our connection to our higher power and leads us to the realms beyond this earthly plane. You are an inspirational leader, filled with beauty and creativity. You possess a kind and gentle energy and have the ability to see things in a different light and shed alternative perspectives on situations. People will look to you for guidance, and your opinions are highly regarded. Be aware of feelings of superiority that are often associated with this kind of knowledge and wisdom. Stay humble in yourself and keep in touch with reality. It is easy to become ungrounded when you carry the responsibility of sharing your knowledge and wisdom. However, now is a time to focus your energies on finding inner peace, which can be simply found in everyday life. So today, just be simple. Sit and watch and see who gives back to you for a change. Stop trying to please everybody else to keep the peace. It doesn't work. It'll just take more advantage. Yeah. Shoot. If you never shoot, you'll not score. The Arrow Master, Sagittarius again. The number 10 again. Positive energy. So, the Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight to the stars. The message is to be deliberate and to focus your dreams. So stop looking at options, focus and desires with intention about aligning your intentions with spirit, and let them fly on the wind, directed by the divine until they reach your goal. The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered by your eagerness to see it travel the way you want it to go, like a child having a tantrum. It must be this way. You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the invisible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how that arrow flies and upon what wind it is carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember the law of detachment. If you do, then be assured that you're right on point. So detach from your way of achieving what you want. Be yourself and you will always receive what is intended. So you don't have to be something or someone you're not. Well, there it is, 26. That is, I believe, Ragwort, I don't know. Where's that book gone? The green one. There it is. 26. That was my childhood home, 26, and 10's my new home. So that's a bit weird. Mandrake root. Now, this is being pulled kicking and screaming. Mandrake screams when you pull it up. This plant world exists in mystical relationship with the human world, each serving the other to heal and nourish and grow. From food to medicine, to poisons to mind expansion. Plants often ancient green magic. The mandrake is symbolic of kinship between mankind and plants, suggests a common origin to the planet Literally, we are one with nature. The earth cries out for attention and care. Make it part of your spiritual magical practice to do your part for ecology. Devotion to the goddess and God demand it, and your chosen spiritual path requires it. Ecology, nature, environment. Be connected to all living things. How do you replenish yourself in nature? So get out there and have some fun. Thanks for listening. Well done, Spirit. Thanks. Speak soon. Bye-bye.